second so you guys can take a screenshot of this. Okay, good stuff. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to walk you a little bit on our inviting so that everybody knows how to invite for the meeting. The goal is for you to have very short conversations. That way you can make a lot of phone calls. See, the more phone calls you make, the more people, more eyeballs you'll have in front of your business. Remember, the only two things that will ever make you money in ACN, it's either you are putting a customer in or somebody else putting a customer in on your behalf. What is easier, to go out and explain to people what you have doing and what services you have, or is it easier to let somebody else do the work for you? I think it's easier to let somebody else do the work for you. So we want to make sure that we keep it super simple for you and that all you spend your time in is on inviting. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because I have a little inviting script here. Your goal, guys, is just to invite, is not to present. Your goal is just to invite, not to present. In order for us to put you in our calendars every Friday, so that's today, we book our Zoom presentations for next week. So we want to make sure that we have you in our calendar so that we can put a good presenter there for you. Now, again, just invite, don't present. People know you, but they don't know you for this. And so when they don't know you for this, they'll become skeptical. See, if Dr. Randy looks at me through Zoom and when this call is over, she calls me and she says, hey, Alajandra, I think you need to see a doctor. I heard something in your voice or I saw something in your face. I would like for you to see a doctor. How many of you agree that because she is a doctor, I'm going to listen? Now, if Dr. Randy calls me and says, hey, Alejandra, I looked at your hair and I think you should go blonde because the brunette doesn't look good on you, I'm probably going to go ask, my hairdresser what does she think about it before I actually do it. What's the difference? I know her to be a doctor. I don't know her to be a hair person. See, so they don't know you for this. They trust you, but they don't know you for this. So if you start presenting, they become skeptical. How many of you that are new in the business or semi-new in the business started presenting and people became skeptical? All of us, me included. So I'm not telling you something that I didn't go through, right? Second thing, don't prejudge anybody when you invite. You don't know what you don't know. You see faces, you don't see hearts. You're in a moment where CNBC says that 7 out of 10 Americans today are looking for a second stream of income. So when you pick up the phone and you ask somebody, are you open to another stream of income? Guess what they're gonna say? Yes. 7 out of 10 will say yes. Last but not least, make phone calls, don't text. I know that we all love to text on these days, but there is no emotion on the text. See, Mati is in real estate. She does high-end real estate. And I guarantee you that if I am one of her potential clients and I'm in the search for a $10 million house, if she found a $10 million house, she's not gonna text me a picture of the house to see if I like it. She's gonna call me on the phone and tell me about it. Why? Because it's serious business.
Ask
right?
Maddie what happens when she doesn't, when they don't answer.
Mati, what do you do? We can't hear you.
Are you talking to me? Because Joy's calling me.
No, we're talking to Mati.
Okay.
Thank you.
I hang up immediately and dial right back so that they realize it's not a robocall and that there's actually, a person that's trying to reach them. And once in a while, I'll do it 3 times because it might be poor connection since it's from my cell phone. And if they answer on the 3rd call, I immediately apologize and let them know that I wasn't sure if I was having a poor connection. So that's why I was dialing you a couple times, but I have something important to share.
But that's not all. Sometimes they're irritated because they call twice and they're like, what? And she's all, hi, and she just derails them instantly and
Right.
It's just
I thought it'd be clear that you didn't answer.
the robo dial world, and the only way that I think you will realize it's not one of those is just if you dial twice, but instantly.
Right, I'm the same. I love that tip. That's a great tip. And then she's right. When they answer, just say, hey, I didn't know if I was, not being able to connect with you. The other thing that I do when people don't want to answer, I send a text message, and this is what I say: I have great news, please call me back. Short call, but long text. Tell me on text, I can't, that's too long, call me, I'm excited. Look, people will call you back for great news. Why? Because people are curious. Everybody has curiosity. So you have to appeal to the curiosity. Your job is not to sell them into ACN. Your job is to get them in your Zoom call. Your job is not to sell them into ACN. Your job is to sell them into the appointment. You have great people to edify. Let me explain to you a little bit of the psychology of how we invite. There is a great video on YouTube. If you find it, it's called Building a Team, and then SVP Mike Macer. You will find this video that I'm telling you. Here's what I suggest. Once you start inviting, before you invite, call somebody on the team and practice a little bit the inviting. That's going to go a long way. But I'm going to walk you through the inviting and the simplicity of it. If you want to take a screenshot, go ahead. I am also going to tell you the psychology behind it so you buy into this. First, when you call, make the call fast. Look, I'm about to hop on a meeting. I'm cooking dinner. I have to pick up the kids. I don't care what it is that rocks your boat. Get out of the phone fast. 2 to 3 minutes max. 1, this is what you're gonna ask. Are you open to another stream of income outside of what you do? This is what I know. People that are successful are always open to another stream of income. Do not discard people from your phone book because they're successful. Somebody would have overlooked Kelby if that was the reason. Somebody would have overlooked Mati if that was it. Somebody would have overlooked Jeremy if that was it. Somebody would have overlooked Dr. Randy and Jamie. Somebody would have overlooked all these incredibly successful people if they had that mindset. So don't try to think this business is not for them. We have one of the biggest blessings America needs. You gotta call everybody. When you have a big blessing, you have an even bigger obligation, which is to go tell the world that in a time of need, that in a time of desperation in the economy, you have another stream of income. That in a time where business owners are getting quotes right now in open enrollment and crying at night because they have to make decisions on to where they can continue to afford healthcare for their employees or take it away from them. In a time when business owners are saying no for their own families to get coverage, you have coverage that's inexpensive. Can you agree that you have a blessing? So when we have a ministry that is behind us, which is Impact Health Sharing is a ministry, that is a non-for-profit, that is out there to make a difference, and you have this tool in your hands, who do we want to tell? Everyone. But you don't want to go tell them about it. You want to bring them into the Zoom. Let somebody else tell about it. So are you open to another stream of income? Can you agree that, why do I ask that question? I'm going to stop so